How can something digital that has no physical presence be worth so much? Well, you all know that Instagram and TikTok and games like Fortnite are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And they all live in the digital space, right? What is different now is that the money and rights can be owned by the creators and the users or buyers, while cutting out the middlemen. This is why NFTs are growing so rapidly. Personal ownership, or at least a much bigger chunk of the pie of what you make and buy. But did you know that the technology behind NFTs would not exist if it weren't for Bitcoin? And that history has been made again because someone has just bought a house. Yes, a real physical house as an NFT in an online auction. How is this even possible? And how much did the house cost? And how did this all start over 5,000 years ago? Intrigued?
She was intrigued, excited, and a little scared.
Hi, I'm Jamil, and I will do my best to explain and demystify this new crypto technology using everyday examples and simple language and sometimes lists. My aim is to make it as easy to understand for a 5-year-old as a CEO. This is not financial advice, it is an invitation to learn something new. The introduction of the iPhone in 2007 gave rise to a world of apps that make people's lives a lot easier or harder. The technology that enables non-fungible tokens or NFTs owes its creation to Bitcoin, today's leading cryptocurrency that already became worth twice as much as Meta, formerly Facebook. Of course, Meta are the owners of Instagram, and it has no physical products. Nothing you can touch. Basically, your photos and profile are a digital asset, just like an NFT. However, you don't own the digital asset on Instagram. It is owned by Meta. The new boom in NFTs means the buyers own the digital asset, not a central company. So you own the asset with a unique serial number to prove it, with nearly all of the value being shared between you and the creators and no middlemen. To understand how this ability to own what's yours happened, it's important to start in 2008. And we do that by introducing you to a white paper that was released to suggest an electronic cash system called Bitcoin. It was published online and it was written by someone called Satoshi Nakamoto. This pseudonym is either for one person or a group of people who posted the white paper online in a forum for programmers. It is normal for programmers to post suggested papers on forums. What is curious about this one is the timing. In 2008, the world was deep in a global recession, and the Bitcoin paper proposed a digital monetary solution that could bypass third parties, such as the large financial organizations being blamed for the economic downturn.
If we're right, people lose homes, people lose jobs, people lose retirement savings, people lose pensions. You know what I hate about banking? It reduces people to numbers. Here's a number. Every 1% unemployment goes up, 40,000 people die. Did you know that?
No.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
This newly proposed monetary system would enable individuals to pay each other directly and not have to go through middlemen such as banks or money transfer companies. The idea of a digital currency was not unique or new. In fact, there had been several attempts in the past. They each failed for a number of reasons, but the main challenge was always the double spend problem, or how can we make sure no one spends the same money twice when it's digital? To have any chance of succeeding, a digital currency would need to not have the ability to be duplicated. Without this limitation, digital money could be copied over and over, essentially making it useless as a viable currency. Think about any digital file or image on your computer or phone. You can simply copy-paste it and produce an identical version of the file. Also, this can be done repeatedly and each copy will be the same. Imagine then for a moment, if you have digital money on your computing device without some sort of smart innovation, you could copy it and spend it again and again. A bit like in movies where people copy cash, that copying immediately makes digital money worthless. We'd all love to spend the same money over and over, but that would require a time machine. So, digital cash created a double spend problem. It did until Satoshi's 2008 paper proposed an elegant and ultimately successful solution to this issue. Firstly, you know how banks used to record information in a big ledger with entries listing deposits and withdrawals? This is the same thing, but it is using computers, a digital ledger or list of transactions. The paper described how monetary transactions between parties connected to a common network will be recorded and stored in many computers whose owners do not know each other. The files of these transactions would be stored in accurate bookkeeping ledgers or lists on every single computer. A copy of each entry would reside in each participant's device, and only transactions that were approved by all computers, this is known as consensus when everybody agrees, only those lists would be validated. Here's a remarkable fact. The first ever writing in human history was a ledger. This was first used over 5,000 years ago as a way to record all types of transactions as illustrations. Look. In other words, the ancient Mesopotamians invented Excel before Word.
Seem pretty sure of yourself.
Today, ledgers are the foundations of our global economic system. Whether you buy an apple in a local store or buy something from an e-commerce website in another country, transactions are recorded in some form of ledger or list. In the Bitcoin paper, in addition to these distributed ledgers, a number of other important computational ideas, including cryptography, were proposed, and it has been working 100% securely since 2009. Why 2009? Well, 1 year after the paper was published, the Bitcoin software was built by the cooperation of many programmers, and the first transaction, known as the Genesis block, took place. While it would be fair to acknowledge the groundbreaking nature of Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies that have followed, the story has become mainstream with NFTs. The underlying technologies that the paper proposed, the distributed ledger, its associated innovations, while solving the double spend problem, have also unleashed an entirely new ecosystem of solutions. Today, we know this collection of innovations as blockchain technologies. They could also be thought of as securely connected lists or ledgers. It's these blockchain technologies that enable and power NFTs. This is why when you own an NFT from an original source with its own unique serial number, you can rest assured that it is one of a kind, unique, immutable. I will be clear and say that as with any new technology that has so much money pouring in, you need to be careful. It is not perfect. It is very early in this space. There is technical know-how needed. There are many dishonest players out there making money from new people in any space like this.
Come on, people, think.
Follow trusted sources. Try with small amounts you can afford to lose. Follow me. Ask questions down below, and I will do my best to answer them.
Have you already started learning on your own?
So remember, don't jump in without testing. Think of your first $50 to $100 as an education fee. Just like the iPhone gave rise to a new ecosystem of apps and products centered around communication, so too has Bitcoin's secure blockchain given rise to new ways to securely own and transfer assets, artworks, property deeds, concert tickets, and we're just getting started. We're near the end. I hope you learned a new thing or three with this video. Links to further information down below. And I suggest you watch this next. If you like my vibe, please join the tribe and subscribe. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit that button twice just to be sure. See you on the next one.